Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Today's question comes from Andrew in Minnesota. What are your thoughts on balance transfer credit cards? I have 3 credit card debts I'm paying off in baby step 2, and the interest rates are really high. Would it be wise to transfer it to a 0% interest rate card while I am paying them off? The life hack of the balance transfer to the 0% card. How many have built their wealth, Dave? No, I'm not a fan of these balance transfer cards, and one of many reasons is that it doesn't solve the root problem, you going into debt. Another reason is the 3 to 5% they charge you just to do this, which means if you transfer 10 grand, you're paying an extra $500 for the pleasure of continuing to be in debt with this 0% offer that will soon run out while you're still in debt. Well, and then we're back to square one.
So while I'm paying off debt can mean a lot of things. While I'm paying off debt over 10 or 15 years, which means you're not really paying off debt, or while I'm paying off debt for 1 year because I'm gazelle intense and sold everything but the kids, and they're worried. You know, I mean, that's 2 different things of while I'm paying off debt. So while I'm paying off debt over 10 years, which means I'm not really doing it, then I'm going to be with George. Don't bother, because you're just kidding yourself that you actually did something. Interest rates aren't your problem. The guy in your mirror is your problem. You need to quit spending like you're freaking in Congress. If you're instead doing the other way, and you're like gazelle intense, you're paying it off in 1 year, then what you're saving is 18% of your balance, or 26% of your balance, minus whatever transfer fees there are. And so you would save some money. But let's just kind of talk this through for a second. Let's say net of fees transferred that you saved, I'll make up a number. Let's say it was a 20% and a 5% fee, so net of 15. You save 15%. Okay, if you save 15% for 1 year on $20,000 while you're paying it off, well, you're not really saving it on $20,000, because during that year you will have reduced it within 6 months down to $10,000. So your average is not $20,000. Your average is about $10,000 that you're saving the interest on. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Okay, just doing math nerd here. Okay, so 15% of $10,000 savings is $1,500 on a $20,000 balance. So is it worth it to save $1,500 on a $20,000 balance in 1 year? Yes. But to George's point, does it solve your problem? No. You have a $20,000 problem. You don't hit it with a $1,500 tool. You hit it with a $20,000 tool, which is you. You be working you butt off. That's the tool.
Yeah.
Okay? And you be living on beans and rice and beans. And don't talk to me about you deserve to go out to eat. You'd be a broke person in credit card debt. You don't get to go out to eat. Broke people don't do that crap.
That's the other piece, is you have to actually change your habits. You can't just go, well, I switched to the 0%. We're good now. I can keep living my life how I was living.
And the problem is, what I'm trying to point out is, the problem is when you make this massive intellectual calorie-burning move, right, to make this transfer, and I'm beating them up.
So genius.
I've got the billion-dollar credit card industry on its back, punching it in the nose. No, you don't, okay? They are punching you in the nose. This is why we're having this discussion. So you're not going to whip their butt. They're the 800-pound gorilla. You might take a little chunk out, a $1,500 chunk out, but don't think that solves the problem. It's okay to do it as long as you know that 95% of the problem still stands there, and 95% of the solution still stands there, and that be you, to your point.
Yeah.
So do the transfer if you want, but don't strut around and act like you did something.
And don't get comfortable, because now it's 0%. You're going, well, it's fine. It's not accruing interest.
And don't act like you can do this ad infinitum, because that's what they're praying for, that they can keep haggling you, hassling you, and punching you in the face. And it's time for you to just say, you know what? I don't like the rules of this game. I refuse to play anymore. I'm taking my toys and going home. You know, I'm getting away from you people. I'm going to put up a boundary. This is a toxic relationship.
Absolutely.
So
what reminds me, Dave, we uploaded this YouTube video on my channel, and reacting to this woman who said, hey, velocity banking hack. I paid off my mortgage years early by maxing out my credit cards and writing a check to myself, and then switching to the 0% cards one after another, and all of you should do this hack to pay off your mortgage early. It's genius. And so I broke it down on why velocity banking is a scam, but it reminded me of this conversation about these balance transfers.
So they renamed stupidity velocity?
You have to give it a cool name to keep it hip. Because then, infinite banking, you've talked about that.
I thought velocity meant speed.
That's the idea.
I didn't know it meant stupidity.
Yes. But stupidity banking, no one's going to do that.
Oh, they wouldn't sign up for that?
No.
Oh, so we had to give it a different name.
Infinite banking, velocity banking.
Oh, it's stupid fast. Do stupid quickly.
Fast.
Quickly fast. Do stupid quickly.
Oh, You know how to sell things, Dave. You know how that works. Goodness gracious.
I think we need a new marketing narrative, boys and girls, yeah.
It's just exhausting.
Hey, so here's the thing.
Jump through.
Interest rates in almost thing to remember, the reason debt consolidation doesn't work in general is that 88% of the people that take out a debt consolidation loan end up going deeper in debt because they don't change the person in their mirror. Mm-hmm. The problem with this whole thing is it's a pain in the butt because changing me changing me is a pain in the butt. I don't like changing me. I like the old me. I don't want to have to go through the pain of growth. I don't like it. I don't like the discomfort of transformation, and yet that's what makes a better version of me. And so changing me is the hook, not changing the technique or the hack. So change if you want to shift your balances, that's fine, but you still have 95% of the problem. You've only addressed 5% of the problem. So don't strut around the yard, throwing your shoulders back, acting like you be bad, because you're not. You haven't done anything yet. You just moved it around. The shell still has a P under it. It's just a matter of which one, the con game on the street. And you're just playing the game. You're getting suckered again. So it's there somewhere. You can count on it until you get rid of the toxic relationship completely by paying the stinking thing completely off. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. So that's the difference in. See, I grew up in the financial world in the academic side of things, getting all the licenses and selling all this crap. And we are always taught that the problem is a math problem. And it's just not. When it comes to your personal finance, it's 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge.
It's in the psych department.
Yeah, wrong department. It's not a math issue. It's a behavior. If it's a behavior problem, then the solution is a behavior modification solution.
Yeah, people think, well, the problem, Dave, is the 24% interest. If I could solve that. No, the problem is the guy who got themselves into 24% interest debt. And if we can solve for that, we've solved for a whole lot more than just this one little dinky debt.
Oh, and let me tell you when you fall for stuff like velocity, stupidity banking, when you're desperate or when you're greedy. If you want to con someone, you need to find people. I read a great book by a con man one time. He said, if you want to con someone, find people that are afraid or that are greedy. And if you think that you're the exception to the rule and you've got the hack and no one knows about it but you, after all this time, God selected you to give him this word. You've got to be kidding me. That's so greedy and stupid and naive. Pride comes right before the fall.
You just
Absolutely
described
not.
most of the cryptocurrency community and now the NFT community.
They're really quiet now.
Yeah.
They're not making much noise.
Piped down.
Where are all you people that said George and I were frauds?
Why, they made their millions, now they're on the beaches, Dave, apparently. They're not tweeting anymore.
That sounds like velocity banking to me.
They're probably back at work, working their normal jobs.
That's Velociraptor banking right there.
Ooh.
There you go. That's a whole new banking. Yeah.
I'm signing up for that one.
Chomp, chomp.
I know what happened to the dinosaurs. I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.